All right, we're gonna do a second final reveal on this guy because I forgot to show you. Remember when I said I didn't know what to do about that air pipe? Well, one of you came up with the idea of putting in some Athearn handrail stanchions. And there they are. Brilliant. Brilliant. That takes care of what I thought was going to be a problem where you just break off. Nope, there they are. Brilliant. That was an amazing idea. You know who you are. And I did it, and it worked great, and that's what I like. I want you guys to keep commenting on tips and techniques and procedures that we call in the Army TTPs, so that our library gets better and better and better. Now, what I got now is I've got this guy here with the same 4 cars that are retarded. Oh, I can't say that word. Ridiculously heavy. And Mr. Helper's over here. Now, Mr. Helper does not have a Rev 1 motor. He's got the original motor. And we are going to upgrade him. But in the meantime, he's got tons of work to do. So as long as he's working, we're not going to mess with him. But here we go now. Let's see if we can move these guys. Let's see if we can move these guys to another track. And so, okay. Now, when you hear certain sounds, let's see. One, I'm going to shut off the fan. Let's shut the fan off. Furnace is running. When you hear this sound, okay, that's my pad, because my pad's got a wobbly kickstand on it. That's what that is. Sometimes you hear a clicking noise, and that is the paint booth right there, which vents to the outside. In cold weather, like it is now, you'll hear this clicking noise. All right, now, what we're going to do is we're going to try and take these guys. I'm going to take them down. See, check it out. When I hit forward, look, his light comes on, shines on the end of that boxcar. Pretty sweet, eh? As they say as the Canadians would say. Damn, I got to stop watching Canadian comedies. Because I keep saying beauty, eh? Bob and Doug McKenzie, in search of the Elsinore Brewery. Yeah, take off, Ozer. All right, then. Now, we're going to move these guys. And Mr. Helper, you'll hear him wind up. Let's move him a little bit. So you can hear Mr. Helper winding up. So we got distributed power on here. And these cars they are literally that heavy. That's what they were made for. They're made for when we do operations. There are cars that are too heavy to move with a single locomotive, and you just can't shuffle them around. You got to get a second locomotive. And you can do distributed power. So let's get them out here. See if we can take them out. And let's see, our destination is going to be Southside Yard, Track 1. All right, they're crossing the 5 bridges. Now we're going to bring them back through the spaghetti bowl, down, all the way through the spaghetti bowl. But before we can do that, we got to go over to the spaghetti bowl here. Look what we have here. It's a dual motor DD40. Which we're about to start rebuilding. Before we do that, I've got the worms taken off and everything. Check this out. There's bridge 15. Yes, he makes the 15-inch radius. All we have to do is polish them bearings and file them just a little bit, and it'll be even better. And a DD40 makes the 15-inch radius. Okay, that was a secret that few people know about, but I'm going to tell you now. Whenever they designed this way back when, they did design it so that it is possible for the DD40 without even trouble at all to make it 15-inch radius. And since we are keeping truck mounted couplers on these two, They're going to be just good to go. There's going to be no problem with these guys. They're going to handle this without any trouble at all. They don't even have to mill the frames at all. They're going to be good to go. Now, let's take him off, and let's see if we can bring those two guys down here. We're going to bring those guys down here. Okay, they're down there at the 5 bridges. We're going to bring them in. These 4 box cars are amongst the heaviest cars that I have. Okay, some of that sound is actually from Santa Fe Junction. Hold up. Oh yeah. They don't push that well, do they? No, they do not. They do not like to be pushed that way. I have Santa Fe Junction on the live rail right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have it on the live feed, and we're screwed up down here. All right, Mr. Helper, you get back on there. Okay, we kind of screwed up down there. We should be okay now. No, dang it. When you're pushing these guys, especially through the spaghetti bowl, these cars have not been rebuilt yet. Oh, really? Yeah, they have not been rebuilt, and then pushing them is really hard. With small locomotives like this. If this was like Ferdinand and Mouse on here, we'd be like through here. Right? Like butter. But since we've got 2 small guys on here pushing them, they don't like to get pushed. Okay, so let me get them on. All right, and then they're okay with being pushed. But Mr. Helper, okay, so Mr. Helper here, he pushes faster. The Rev 1 motor is more powerful but slower. So Mr. Helper's kind of pushing a little bit more than what we really want at a very slow speed. You can hear him working. All right, so we made it. Okay, so we got the cars in the south side yard actually. All right, now let's bring them back. Since Mr. Helper pushes a little faster, he also pulls a little faster. And pulling is not as bad as pushing. Yeah, you can hear Mr. Helper working it. But cars this heavy, pushing on the end, just like we're doing, is very helpful. Now they're going to go through the spaghetti bowl this time. They didn't like coming back through it, but they definitely like going through it when Mr. Helper's in the lead. So this is a wrap. Oh, that is a wrap. As you noticed, when we tried to go slow, it didn't work so great. But the Rev 1 motor reaches its potential as the voltage goes up, and then there's a lot less problem. Let's see it again. Yeah, when you let the Rev 1 stretch out its legs, well, then sometimes you go way faster than you should. You go way faster than you should, but okay, that was, we tried to do that at 100. That was not that good. We should not have let that go at 100. We should have kept them around 60 like we did when we ran them out of here, but I guess we're gonna have to, we have to prove the concept. Oh my goodness. You guys, come on now, you guys. We gotta give them one last proof of concept. Let's see, Mr. Helper, you head on out of here. Okay, you guys are good to go. Let that guy catch up. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here to the bridges. I'm just gonna hold on to this guy. Oh man, really? Okay. Okay, well, Mr. Helper here, he definitely likes pushing them faster. And 1870 wasn't meant to go with those kinds of speeds. We made him to go slow for heavy duty yard stuff. Mr. Helper does need a rebuild because one, he is way too fast for most things. And I think we ought to bring out Dozer. I think, you know what we should do? I think we should. We should bring out Dozer. Okay, so let's okay. Let's let him go. And what do you say? Let's put Mr. Helper back in his spot. And let's bring out, what do you say we put Dozer over here? Now Dozer is really slow. He is very, very slow. Whether or not he is going to be able to go, he's much slower, I think, but he does have the Rev 1 motor. So let's, okay, we're gonna make a contest. A distributed power contest. So first we're gonna select 1872. Let's turn his light on. Okay. Okay, his light is on. I have to look. He's got that light right there. Okay, now we got Dozer over here. I don't know what's going to happen. Dozer is probably way slower. Let's pull up Dozer. Let's get his lights on. All right, Dozer's got his lights on. Okay, now let's go ahead and add him to the 1872. All right, so let's see what happens now. Ah, 2 Rev 1 motors. Dozer is really a slow guy. So is 1872. Yeah, they're gonna make the spaghetti bowl. They're gonna make. Really? No way. Really? Okay, so they made it out. They're gonna make it in. I don't think Dozer is faster. The problem is, if you got one that's much faster than the other trying to come in, Oh, no, 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 no. 1872 is faster because he's shaking a little bit. He's trying to pull. And what happened? We lost one guy. Well, we didn't really lose him. He just decided to go the other way. Oh. Dozer's pushing too hard. He pushed too hard a little bit. But otherwise, that's a good matchup going that direction. And there is 1872, and I think we're going to box him up and ship him out. I got to call that one as one of the best that we have done. Really turned out great. Remember, we hand painted this using a color that is not UP. We mixed the gray ourselves. Now, this fuel tank, it looks okay. I'm probably going to go one more swat. I'm going to use some like Reichland flesh shade. I'm going to hit it one more time, and then it's time to send this guy home because his A unit, this is a TR5B, and his TR5A unit that we did a while ago is waiting for him to show up and help, and they should match perfect. And okay, I think we have to call this one as being a success. I think it was good to go.